ABC meteorologist Tom Saunders joins us with the latest. Hi there, Tom. So what's behind this latest rain event?
Well, Ros, good afternoon. What's interesting is the huge amount of moisture that's now near the east coast of Australia has actually arrived from the outback. Now, we heard just before the headlines how there has been some flooding around Alice Springs. What happened last week is tropical moisture from the far north of Australia moved down across the interior, and as a result, so far this month, we've had even up to 200 millimetres of rain in parts of the southern NT and northeast South Australia. Now, that's the driest part of Australia. 200 millimetres there, that's about a year's worth of rain that's fallen in just over a week. Now, as a result, the creeks and the rivers have been rising. Here is a satellite image from around Cat Thunder Lake Eyre. You can see all of the normally dry lakes and creeks actually do have some water in them at the moment. And then that major cloud band from the interior, it's been moving east over the last couple of days. So we can see on the satellite, we now have that thick cloud closer to the eastern seaboard, Ros.
And where's the heaviest rain falling right now, Tom?
All right, let's take a look at some details from today. Firstly, the 24-hour totals up to 9 o'clock this morning, and it was the Tweed catchment on the far north coast of New South Wales, that little blue shading, we had up to 241 millimetres falling there in 24 hours, and some moderate to heavy falls also through some parts of the eastern inland. All right, let's go to the radar now. Over the last few hours, the heaviest rain has shifted north across the border. So we've been seeing up to about 30 millimetres per hour across the Gold Coast over the last few hours roughly, and since 9 a.m, more than 50 millimetres at Coolangatta. Brisbane so far has definitely escaped the worst of it. You can see just a couple of millimetres falling since 9 a.m. But that heavy rain further south possibly will start developing further north later this afternoon and tonight, and that's why we do have that severe weather warning in place for flash flooding, which includes Brisbane, the Sunshine Coast and up to the inland parts of the Wide Bay and Burnett district. Now, here's some forecast rain then for the rest of today. There's your heavy falls along the southern Queensland coast, but also we're looking at fairly widespread showers and potentially severe storms with flash flooding through many inland parts of tropical and central Queensland.
And what can we expect through the weekend, Tom?
All right, let's keep going then with that forecast rain. Moving into tomorrow, well, still rain over southeast Queensland, northeast New South Wales, but no storms tomorrow. The heaviest falls from storms will be through the central inland of Queensland with further flash flooding. On Sunday, again, it's a wet day. Rain and storms through much of Queensland with rain in southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales. So from now until, say, around Monday, Tuesday, still another 100 millimetres the blue for many parts of Queensland, potentially over 100 millimetres, including today's totals around the southern Queensland coast. Although, as we saw overnight, when you have slow-moving thunderstorms, there are times you can get well over 100 millimetres falling in just a few hours. So there is that ongoing risk of flash flooding. But river flooding is also possible. This is the flood watch covering dozens of rivers through southern and central Queensland, the northern rivers of New South Wales. And there's already some minor to moderate flooding through western Queensland, although that's from heavy rain that's fallen over the past few weeks, Ross.
Thanks so much, Tom.